You ready to have some fun? Let's get at it. We got a lot of work to do here at the cabin today. It's upside down. It's still stuck. What can I say? Hey everyone, Chris, Kentucky Woodsman. Welcome to episode 4 of the Journal of the Copperhead Lodge. As you can see, we're having a lot of fun. The weather has warmed back up considerably. If you didn't watch this project right here, be sure to check out the video above to see this fire pit tripod being made. But I've got it set up here at the off-grid cabin now, and just have had a few odds and ends to do. I'll show you some of the stuff that I've done and kind of keep you up to date on how things are going. Okay, one of the things that I have done this morning is I've installed a security motion light. It's battery powered, solar charged. You can see the solar panel right up there. I've actually got another solar light right there, as you can see, and that one has been there nearly a year and it still works. So hopefully one like this will last a little longer. I was up here for just a couple of minutes one day. It was down in the single digits. I wasn't sure exactly what the temperature was, and I got to thinking, I thought, it'd be nice to have a thermometer. So I found one and got it hung today. And one other thing that I have done is I have put a full-size mattress and box spring set in the loft. So that will be really nice next time we camp out. I'm not even sure you can call that camping anymore. And right today it's nearly 60 degrees outside. That's what the thermometer says. Actually, the thermometer says it's 65 degrees outside. You know, it's getting that time of year, that time of winter here in Kentucky, that much nicer, warmer temperatures on a more regular basis than what we do in January and early February. We really only have about 2 months of what I would call bad winter here in Kentucky, and that usually hits about January and about around the 1st of January and lasts till about, like I said, about the mid to end of February. So we're getting maybe through the worst of it. Hopefully it won't be a late winter. Every once in a while we do have one of them, but hopefully that won't be the case this year. So got a lot going on. We've got the spring meetup coming up in April. Got lots of camping trips planned this year. Got lots of kayaking trips planned this year. Hopefully get back in the scuba gear and do some scuba diving this year. As you can see, I've had a couple of projects going on around the cabin here. The hawk block that you saw in the beginning of the video has actually been here for a while. It's not been the best of situations, and I'm getting ready to do some things to make it a lot better and make it a little more of a permanent installation over there. But we have a lot of fun with that, and we'll bring the hawks up and we'll throw tomahawks and sometimes even axes at it. So, but just another thing to do when you're up here at the cabin, to enjoy your time while you're up here. So I've also started working on a small target range for 22 rifles and just assorted handguns. I actually do a lot of shooting up here anyway, target practice up here anyway, and decided to make an actual small, short range that we can get up here and maybe have a shooting bench and have some metal plates and maybe even have a target stand where we can set some paper targets up. So like I said, just doing a lot to make this place kind of a fun place to come up here and not only sit around and enjoy a campfire and camp out, but to actually get out and have some good times doing other things too. Getting ready here in just a couple of minutes to start a project that I have been thinking about for a while. I'm going to set up a couple of poles, actually concrete them into the ground and put a brace between them, and going to have a permanent hammock hanging area over here. In the past, I've actually hung a hammock from here to that tree over there, and it works. It's a little bit awkward, so I got to thinking if I actually put a hammock stand up in this area, it might be a little bit better situation when we do have other folks up here camping with us. Tell you a little story about this area right here. I meant to tell this a couple of videos ago, but I was actually hammock camping in this general area. hung between these two trees. And about 4 o'clock in the morning one morning, I was laying there asleep, and something woke me up. Leaves are rustling woke me up. Well, I knew just as soon as my eyes opened, I knew what I was hearing. I knew it was a snake. You could hear it slithering. I mean, that's how close it was. Well, knowing this area as well as I do, and you know the name of the cabin is the Copperhead Lodge. There's a reason for that, because this area is eat up with copperheads. I was a little bit cautious to move too much until I saw exactly what kind of snake it was. Well, I laid real still until it crawled from one side of the hammock to the other, and I grabbed my light and looked over the edge, and sure enough, it was a big copperhead. One of the bigger ones I've seen up here too. So here I've got tents all around the area here. Got people camping in the frame of the cabin at that point. Didn't have any walls up, and I'm reluctant to do anything. A lot of times I'll leave the copperheads alone, but when you've got one crawling underneath your hammock in the middle of the night, that's not one you typically want to leave alone. So I was going to go ahead and take care of that one. But then I got to thinking, I thought, man, if I fire a gun in the middle of the night like this, somebody will have a heart attack as sure as shooting, no pun intended. So I got up and actually took a large machete I had for clearing brush and dispatched that snake. But that was an interesting night. My body wasn't really very far off the ground at the point that snake was crawling underneath the hammock, so it got a little interesting there for a little while. Okay, everyone. First off, I want to say I know this video wasn't super interesting. I know I did a lot of talking, and I did have some stuff that I wanted to show you that I'd done around the cabin. I had some things that I wanted to discuss that will be future projects. I do also realize that a video such as this is not near as interesting as where you're watching projects actually being done and actually happening on the screen. That being said, just recently I surpassed the 3,000 subscriber mark. And if you are still watching this video at this point, congratulations. You're one of the few that will probably have an opportunity to win a really cool prize. Now, I'm not going to say what this prize is. I'm not going to announce it. The winner will just basically get the prize. I will send it to them, and it'll be up to them to find out what it is when they open the box up. That being said, the way you're going to win this prize is this right here. I just recently released a video called Untold Stories of Search and Rescue. If you will go back and watch that video and answer 2 to 3 questions and send it back to me in an email or basically an email. We don't want to do it on the comments because everyone will know the answers. But if you'll send it to me in an email, which you can find on my page, the first question is this: how many college students were in the group that got lost in Bad Branch Nature Preserve? That's the first question. The second question is, how long did it take Search and Rescue, or I should say our assistant chief from Search and Rescue, to get to the lost college students? And the last question is this: how many people that we know of, it says in the video, have fell off of Bad Branch Falls and actually survived the fall? That's the 3 questions. How many college students were lost in Bad Branch Nature Preserve? How long did it take Pine Mountain Search and Rescue to get to them after they were notified of them being lost? And number 3, how many people that we know of survived the fall from Bad Branch Falls? That's all you got to answer. Like I said, there's probably very few of you that made it through this part of the video. And if you did, here's your opportunity to get in on the 3,000 subscriber giveaway. I've actually surpassed 3,000 now a little bit, but this is your opportunity. I do request that you be a subscriber to my channel if you win this. And that's really the only understanding there is, is you do need to be a subscriber and answer those 3 questions. So like I said, I do realize this has not been the most interesting video, but hopefully this right here will help sweeten it up a little bit, that you sit and watch the video with me just doing some talking. Folks, I appreciate each and every one of you who are subscribed to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you who watches my videos on a regular basis. Take care, and we'll see you on down the trail.